Greetings, all Eorzeans and Warriors of Light. Today we get a surprise in an update for the patch 4.5. I've been checking the special site every morning, trying to see if we had any new information. And I'll be honest, this came as a bit of a surprise to me because the next letter from the producer live is coming out tomorrow morning, so I wasn't expecting any kind of new information until then. But like I said, this is a welcome surprise. We still don't have an exact date yet in mind, but hopefully that will change, like I said, hopefully by tomorrow morning. Right now, though, we do have some information on the new trial, which is the Wreath of Snakes, and we have some additional updates. The Wreath of Snakes is the next trial that we're facing, and it is the finale for the Four Lords story questline. And we are finally going to be meeting with Siryu. Having quelled the raging Aramitama of the fearsome Byakuo and the fiery Suzaku, the time has come for this warrior of light to confront the fourth member of this legendary band of heroes, Siryu, having no doubt that his trial will prove every bit as challenging as his comrades, for not only must you contend with the Allspice himself, but his host of minions as well. So, that's going to be tough to handle. Now, for the Four Lords, it's been going off in the order of the four guardian beasts from legend. We have Ginbu, the black tortoise, Byakuo, the white tiger, and Suzaku, the vermilion bird. So we were all right in guessing that the last lord would be Siryu, the blue dragon. But it doesn't appear to be a dragon that we're going to be facing at all, but rather a snake. Which makes sense because I've been wondering how Siryu could be a dragon if he was an allspice instead of being one of the children of the first brood. I'm thinking he started off as like an ordinary snake and eventually grew so large that he maybe took on the form of a dragon and people just mistook him for one. In either case, we have a few screenshots, such as we have this image here, which shows Tenzin and the other lords behind him. So I'm saying that this is going to be another flashback of when Tenzin met with Siryu and they completed their little gang of friends. We still don't really know too much about Siryu just yet. But if we go back to Women in Temple real quick and speak with Byakuo, we get a small clue as to what kind of a personality it's going to be with Siryu. In this next screenshot, we actually have our first look at him. Now, all the four lords have a sort of beast form and then a humanish / beast form. So this is what Siryu is going to look like. And so he's the spitting image of a Uwambimi, or a snake demon. He has an amazing design, and like we have this top half that looks mostly human, but the bottom half seems to be a head of snakes. That's just going to be, I just love his design here. He just looks fantastic, and I'm guessing that we're going to be dealing with a bunch of snake minions as part of the battle. Now, each of the four lords has been associated with some kind of an element to go with them. Like we had Ginbu with water, we had Byakuo with a sort of earth and lightning mixture, and Suzaku, of course, with fire. Here, I'm guessing we're going to be dealing with a more wind theme element and perhaps maybe with water. That's a rough guess. However, I am willing to bet that the minion that we earn from this fight will be in the form of a tiny snake that's going to follow us around. No matter what, though, this is going to be the closing act for the Four Lords, so it looks like we're going to be finishing up their storyline and help them find some closure. The next thing we have is that we are getting it confirmed for us who our next custom deliveries client is. And it turns out to be Adkiraga, or Pigface as many people refer to him as. If you don't remember, he's actually one of the NPCs we see in the Hard Place back in Idleshire, where we ran our first set of custom deliveries with Zloe. The mysterious Adkiraga, illustrious proprietor of the Hard Place, has found himself on a proverbial precipice, and only by your custom deliveries can he make his way back from the brink. Those who contribute to his cause will not only earn special rewards, but permission to coordinate his attire besides. Will the visage behind the mask finally be revealed? There's only one way to find out. Yeah, so we really haven't seen this guy without his giant pig head on, so it's going to be interesting to see what he looks like under there. Right, so I'll be honest, this came as a really big surprise for me because I was expecting something a little bit closer to Gollum at this point, or maybe something along the lines of meeting someone on the Azim Steppe who wants to improve the lives of his fellow tribesmen, and so we're there to help them. I don't know. I can't really say what this entire Custom Deliveries questline is going to be about. But we do have a clue here with the Ishgardian Culinary Essentials listed as one of the 3 items that we can deliver every week. I think that maybe this is going to be like the first step in us being able to unlock the restoration of Ishgard in 5.0, because we will finally be able to go back to Ishgard, help them repair the city now that the Dragonsong War is finally over, and I really do think this will be our first step in actually getting there. Either way, there are bound to be new crafting recipes, new rewards, including new crafting/gathering gears and tools. So for those of you who are struggling to craft some of the higher items, this could help you out big time. Now, the rest of the news that we got are relatively small compared to some of this other stuff. We do have a few new mounts coming for us, and the first is a picture of the mount we're going to be able to earn from Siriu. And it's about time that we had a blue mount, if you ask me. And this also happens to be the very last of the dog mounts. So aside from this new mount, we do have the ones from Lakshmi, Susanoo, Shinryu, Tsukuyomi, Byaku, and Suzaku. And that's a grand total of 7 altogether. And for this picture here, they actually showed this picture during the fan festival last month, and this is the reward that we get for collecting all 7 of the dog mounts. We have this giant fox spirit mount, and so I think a lot of players will recognize it as kind of a smaller version of the fox fate monster that's going to be joining the ranks of Kiring and the Firebird. So that's something for you to work for if you have the time. And we're also going to be having a few new minions added, and like I said before, I am standing by the idea of one of the new minions that we can earn will be in the form of like a miniature snake in honor of Siriu. We also have like this otter here, dressed in a Hawaiian shirt, sun hat, glasses, and is carrying around a tiny fishing pole. It's definitely cute. And the second one, we have like this tiny little robot spider. Now, we've seen plenty of these robots like as big bosses that we had to face, but it looks like we're finally going to be getting a little version to follow us around. Perhaps this is going to be one of the new rewards from playing through the new dungeon. That's my bet anyway. And finally, we do have a couple new hairstyles here, and for you Return to Ivalice fans, I'm sure that you noticed that these are the same hairstyles from Ramza and Alma from the storyline. So either these are the rewards that we get for completing the story there, or maybe these are going to be like rare drops from the final dungeon, which, if you ask me, might be a little bit cruel, because then we're going to be having to run through it like 100 times before we actually get the drop and get the new hairstyle, but I'm sure that we'll find out. They also mentioned some new remotes, though we can't really tell from pictures here just what kind that they are just yet. It looks like one of them is like a talking emote, and the other is a sort of like maybe a powering up kind of getting ready to fight kind of emote, but we'll have to wait and see. Great, so those are all the updates that we know so far. I'm sure that in the days leading up to the next patch, we will be getting more information. And of course, like I said before, we do have the next letter from the producer live tomorrow morning. I'm going to be watching it, and I'll be making a separate video about what we learned from there, which hopefully will be up sometime tomorrow. And I will be keeping up the updates for this special site as well, and I hope that you will all continue to look forward to them, and we'll also be looking forward to 4.5 Part 1, which hopefully will be out in just a couple weeks. So until next time.